Okay, so we're moving on to do a few more examples like these, and we should start to be getting a little bit quicker now as well. So in example 8, we're asked to complete the square and hence find the minimum value of this expression here. So we know we're going to write it in the form a by x plus h all squared plus k, but we also know that a is equal to 2, the x coefficient there. So we write this down. We've got 2 by x plus h squared plus k equal to 2x squared minus 7x minus 5. We'll square out the brackets, x squared plus 2hx plus h squared plus k, and that gives us 2x squared plus 4hx plus 2h squared plus k equal to 2x squared minus 7x minus 5. Okay, you know, if you do this, so these are the same. If you do this several times, it's really good for your algebra. So we'll start with our x terms, and the x terms tell us that 4h is equal to minus 7. It's equal to minus 7, and so h is equal to minus 7 over 4, and you can leave it as that, or you can change it to minus 1.75. It's getting a little bit blurry over there. Minus 1.75. Right, so there's my h value. I'm going to use the fraction this time. I think I used the decimal the last time. The constant then, 2h squared and minus 5. So 2h squared plus k is equal to minus 5. And of course we know the value of h. So that's minus 7 over 4 all squared plus k. And that is equal to, so you can use your calculator for this. That's going to be 49 over 16, which is 49 over 2 when I multiply the 2. So 49 over 2 plus k is equal to minus 5. You can get rid of the fraction at this point or just bring it over. So k is going to be minus 5 take 49 over 2, which you can write as 24.5 as well. So if you want to, if you're not good with negative numbers, it's fine to use your calculator. Negative 5 take 49 over 2, and we get 59 over 2. So minus 59 over 2, or as a decimal, minus 29.5. So again, you can use the decimal values there because they terminate, or you can use the fraction values. And I'm going to use the fraction values just because they're a little bit harder for people to get used to, so I think it's good for us to see them. So then our answer is that this 2x squared minus 7x minus 5 can be written as 2 bracket x plus h, so x minus 7 over 4 all squared plus k minus 59 over 2. And so I now must find my minimum. So the minimum value is all they wanted. They didn't want the minimum point. Let's write it down anyway. So my minimum point will be, change the sign of this, 7 over 4, comma, don't change the sign of this, minus 59 over 2. And my minimum value is just this value here, minus 59 over 2. Or minus 29.5 if you prefer. Okay, so we'll move on. Again, if you're comfortable with skipping steps, there's absolutely no problem whatsoever in skipping steps with this. Example 9, express this in the form. Now they've used a plus b, but we've gotten used to using x plus h, so we'll keep doing it. There's no number in front of x squared, so we don't have to bring in the a. X plus h squared plus k is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 4. So x squared plus 2hx plus h squared plus k equal to x squared minus 6x plus 4. My x squared terms are the same, as we can see, and then we look at the x terms. So 2h is minus 6, which means that h is minus 3. The constant terms then, everything that doesn't have an x, that full expression there. So my constant tells me that h squared plus k is equal to 4, and of course we know h is minus 3, so h squared is 9. 9 plus k is 4, which means that k is minus 5. And therefore, I can do part 1. The answer to part 1 is that we have x plus h squared, x minus 3 squared, plus, it's negative, so it's going to be minus 5. Minus 5. And that is the answer to part 1. That is our quadratic in completed square format. Right, part 2 then. Hence, find the minimum value. Now make sure we answer the question, the minimum point. And there's never any harm in doing both if you're not sure. So the minimum point means I change this sign, 3 minus 5, and my minimum value, which is what they asked for, is just the minus 5. Okay, right. There's a follow-on bit that we haven't done before. So they've asked us to solve this. Now they didn't say hence solve it, so you can solve it any way you want, but we're going to solve it using the completed square format. And you can see there's something really nice about this. So x minus 3 squared minus 5 equal to 0. If I'm solving x squared minus 6x minus plus 4 equal to 0, that's the same as solving this, because those are the same thing. And that means I can bring the minus 5 over to the other side and get x minus 3 all squared equals to plus 5. And now it's much easier to solve it because I can square root this side and square root this side. But whenever you introduce a square root, you must put a plus or minus in front of it. So I've said that before, but if you're still not sure why, let me know and I will go through it again in the next video, why we have a plus or minus there. So every time you introduce a square root, when you introduce a square root into your equation, you must put plus or minus in front of it, which means this square and square root will cancel. X minus 3 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 5, and x is equal to, bring the 3 over, 3 plus or minus the square root of 5. So it's a faster way of doing the minus b formula. So you'll get the same answer as this from your minus b formula. And you can verify that yourselves if you don't believe me. So that's one of the other useful things about having it in completed square format, is it makes it easier or slightly quicker to solve the quadratic equation as well. Okay, we're going to move on to excuse me, another example. Just because it's asked slightly differently here, they've swapped around the brackets. So we're still going to ignore what they've asked for here and use what we're used to. Now there's something in front of the x squared, so straight away we need a by x plus h all squared plus k. But what is a? A is the coefficient of x, it's minus 1. They want it in this form. They don't care about the actual letters. You can use the letters that you prefer. And if you keep using the same letters and you're used to using them, you're less likely to make mistakes. But if you prefer to use theirs, that's fine as well. So that means we've got minus 1 times x plus h all squared plus k equal to minus x squared plus 4x plus 5. And I'll multiply out my brackets. X squared plus 2hx plus h squared. Hopefully you're getting really used to doing that nice and quickly now. Didn't really need to write that down every time. Multiply through the minus 1. Minus 1x squared minus 2hx minus h squared plus k equals minus x squared plus 4x plus 5. And now I can go ahead and equate you can see the x squared terms are the same. So now I can go ahead and equate my x terms. So from x I get minus 2h is equal to a plus 4, and that means that h is equal to negative 2. Here's where we have to be careful with our signs when we're filling into the constant. So we have a minus h squared plus k equal to a plus 5. What does that mean? I've got minus h squared plus k equal to 5. And I fill in, the minus here must be outside the brackets. I won't get the right answer if I don't have it like that. So that gives me a minus 4. Minus 4 plus k is equal to 5 and k is equal to 9. Right, so that means that minus x squared plus 4x plus 5 is equal to, we're going to use this, minus bracket x plus h all squared plus k, but that is not what they asked for. Okay, so we need to be a bit careful. Let's match this to what they wanted. So let's put this second, and they want this to be written as a square. So we can write that as 3 squared. So that means, excuse me, my answer should be 3 squared, there's my minus, minus x minus 2 all squared. By the way, the minimum point of this, we would still change the sign of what's in the brackets and get a plus 2, and the minimum value would be 9, except it won't be minimum because it's negative. So it'll be the maximum point. And the maximum value equal to 9. Right, okay, so we're going to stop there for today. I'm not going to give you any homework today. You have a lot on, I know, with extra TY activities this week. So if you want to and you have time, certainly go and take a look ahead at example 11. It's the same thing except we have these annoying decimal numbers. So if anybody wants to try that, you can. But I'll be going through it in tomorrow's class anyway, so optional. You can try and work ahead on that if you'd like to. Okay, thank you.